Who makes decisions, your adult conscious, or childlike subconscious? We wish to believe that the grown-up drives the car, while the drunken subconscious tries to seduce the driver to do naughty things. But in reality, the tripping subconscious drives the car, while the responsible one ultimately is the seducer, able only to direct the wasted sugar mommy. Like Anya, the subconscious knows the adult's weak points, and will exploit them to get wanted. So play the reverse Uno card, by knowing how to effectively communicate with the subconscious, because it is very similar to dealing with a child. The ultimate daddy Lloyd has you covered, with immensely helpful, Batman-approved parenting techniques. The first mistake is trying to suppress the kiddo, like that time Lloyd imprisoned Anya in his flat. We know how it turned out, or when Lloyd tried to force Anya to study, without taking into account her feelings and motivation. No wonder she used the Joestar family's secret technique, passed down generations, and ran away. One thing is to make a mistake, but what makes Lloyd the ultimate daddy, is what he does afterward. Firstly, he analyzes the situation, to get extra insights, such as if she is studying against her will, I am unlikely to see significant gains. If necessary, he gets additional insights, like from books or your. Secondly, Lloyd tries a different approach based on the insights, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, and expecting different results. Wait, am I insane asking you to like and sub each video? Notice me senpai. For instance, after failing to teach Anya in a more traditional way, Lloyd used gamification's less-known sister, called tangential, enabled learning, by tapping into what Anya is naturally curious about, such as spy wars. So like Lloyd, for the mission's sake, sometimes you must go from a super cool spy to a geek, basically what I am doing now, by using Spy Family and jokes to sneakily teach about communication with children and the subconscious, so the kiddo and adult both are happy. The second mistake is to be angry at the kiddo, even yell, because it can traumatize the kiddo, and shows an unhealthy example of how to deal with mistakes. So avoid using anger as the answer to your problems. Wait a minute, I have been betrayed by Hulk and other main characters, who gain power from anger. What else is a lie? That I cannot achieve world peace, by punching the main bad guy really hard, and again we can learn from Lloyd, who embraces the way of Chads, because his overall attitude towards Anya's failures is so great, calm, even encouraging when she feels too down. Although sometimes emotions can overwhelm even the best of us, but it is important what you do afterward. For instance, Lloyd has such mental endurance and huge compassion, that neutralized the dog without killing it, by paying for it by being bitten. He could have just chosen an easier road and killed it, but it would be against his ideals. And if it is not enough, then Lloyd even apologized for attacking the dog. Captain America has nothing on him, and makes Jesus run on water for his money. Still the next moment, Lloyd yelled at Anya so much, that she got scared and started to tremble, because Lloyd was very worried about her safety and it overwhelmed him. We are talking about a man, who for Anya's sake, has beaten up armed men with bare fists, and some clever thinking, at least 2 times has been ready to risk the mission, and with it world peace. Meanwhile, Anya has turned into a hobby, finding explosives, bad people or otherwise risking her life, not to mention being kidnapped so often, that Anya has weaponized it, because never take a gun to your fight. This shows that extremes are never good, and needs to set and enforce reasonable boundaries. So his screaming was ultimately very well meant, but even then condemnable. Still, we again can learn from perfectly imperfect Lloyd, because after a moment, when Lloyd calmed down, he directly asked if Anya was alright. To think about it, from Anya's answer depended if the students will share Tablecon's fate, although they might have preferred execution with yours thighs. Those babies are amazing. Also, in this case, we can learn from Yor, who although experienced a similar situation, and was similarly worried and irritated, she calmed down Anya, and knew how to make a point without unnecessarily worrying Anya even more, who knew that you need so much mastery and mental strength to make a hug and say the sentence "We are going to have a long talk about this at home." Because Anya has been such a bad girl, and deserves a punishment. The third mistake is to motivate the kiddo with the wrong things. A child's mental capabilities are limited, so long-term, abstract and so on rewards might not work. Similarly is with the subconscious. So instead use short-term, concrete, etc. rewards, like that time you helped Lloyd understand that Anya is still so young. Things like grades and honors do not even matter to her yet. You're also helped find a solution to try praising Anya for her efforts, no matter how small they are. Basically, concentrate on the process instead of the result, and the size does not matter. Yep, that is what she said. The fourth mistake is badly communicating things. Again, because a child's mental capabilities are limited, you need to adopt appropriate communication. In this case, making as clear as possible conditions, such as Anya can watch cartoons, but afterward needs to study, or you will see Yor in her sexy dress, and she will have some physical, breathtaking activities with you. But I failed to see any downside to it. If Lloyd was not as competent, he would make implied conditions in the agreement. The child would not understand them due to limited mental capabilities, and it would lead to disobedience. Punishment in such a situation would be unfair, even abuse due to the child not learning from the experience, because does understand the cause and effect. Still, it would not be as bad as your misunderstanding things. Moreover, communication also includes appropriately enforcing boundaries, such as even despite Anya's resistance, Lloyd enforced the agreement to keep the authority, not set a bad precedent. If he caved in, it would encourage manipulation, lying etc. to get wanted, creating bad habits, mindset. Another example is if you wish to do something, but constantly are checking a social media application or playing a game. The mistake is just telling the childlike subconscious to stop it, or that it is bad. Better use a carrot and a stick approach. Permit yourself to do it for a certain time, when you have done the work, but also be determined to uninstall the application or game. If you use it again or too extensively, reward yourself. By keeping your word, you send a clear message to the kiddo, because it would be a shame if something happened with other applications and games. On a similar principle works the nuclear option. If you need something done, but do not have enough time to form healthy habits, either do what is needed or do nothing or sleep. It will be torturous, but it works. Because once the subconscious understands that cannot break the conscious, then it will choose the most exciting option. But if the conscious breaks, the subconscious will know that can manipulate the adult, and the next time will throw a tantrum even longer. And in that case, you, like Agent Twilight, might rather disarm or rock it with 1 second left, than experience it. Hope you understand that you have a responsibility to care for this creature for its whole life, and have enough tools to deal with it. Moreover, you can even take these lessons to the next level by adapting them to other types of relationships. Also, if you wish to influence the subconscious even more, then this video will help you.